Hello, writers, and welcome to our first writing session of our new unit. I'm very excited about this unit because as you've seen so far, we're going to be learning about animals and completing research and learning about adaptations and survival skills and variations in so many different parts of our day, including read aloud, reader's workshop, content, and here we are in writing. So welcome to Unit 5, Session 1. Informational writers are careful observers. Let's take a look at this picture first. I'm going to count slowly to 10, and then I'm going to take it away, and I want you to see if you can report at least 5 things you noticed in the picture. Okay, writers, go ahead and whisper to yourselves or a partner, what are 5 things you noticed in that picture? Let's look at the picture again. Were you correct? It's important in life and as a writer to always be observant, especially as a scientist and a researcher. And sometimes it's not as easy as we would think. So this is what you need to know today. Writers are really careful observers. One way they learn more about their topics is by taking something, it could be an object or a photograph, and studying it closely, trying to notice all the details. And you're going to do work like this a few different times this unit. Then, as writers, they write long and strong about what they notice, saying and using sentence starters like I see, I notice, this reminds me of, and one of my favorites, I wonder, because thinking I wonder statements can always push us further in our research. So let's take a look at this image here. And if you are following along, writers, in your writer's notebook, you will see this same image on page 4. So if you want to look at it close up, it is on page 4. So, what can I write about from this photo? What do you notice about the skeleton's jaw? I see a tail, 2 legs, 2 arms, and a long neck. I notice there are holes in the neck area. I wonder if those are for the eyes or nose. This reminds me of a dinosaur skeleton I saw at a museum. So go ahead, I want you to take a turn for a minute. Let's look at these again too. Could I add more to my writing? What is something you see? What is something you notice? What does this remind you of? What does this make you wonder? Those were all amazing suggestions, writers. I definitely think I can go back to my first quick draft and really add some great new sentences. So now here's your job today. I can write long and strong about my observations of a photograph. I know I'm successful when I study a photograph. I make as many observations as I can. I write about my observations using sentence starters to help me. So let's take a look at the photo you're going to write about today. This is the mystery skull you are going to write about today. You will find it on page 7 of your writer's notebook. 2 questions to help you. What can I predict about the organism's life from its skull? And by organism, we just mean like, what was it? It was a living thing. What do I notice about this skull? Use the chart of other animal skulls to help you make a claim, inference, or pose a hypothesis about the mystery animal. So think back to our work in Baby Literary Essay. You made some big, awesome claims and supported them with information from the text in your baby literary essays. Today, you're going to work on making a claim about something you think about this organism's life and supporting it with some research. So let's take a step back now and look at some animal teeth. So there are many different features of fossils that are studied by paleontologists. For animal fossils, teeth are one of these important features because they help a paleontologist identify what type of food the organism once ate. So if you turn back in your notebook, you're going to find these 2 pages on 5 and 6. It's going to show you 6 different animal skulls, and it's going to tell you about what they ate. So if you notice here, there are some different symbols. If there's a picture of meat, what do you think they ate? Right, they're meat eaters or carnivores. And if there's a picture of a leaf, what do you think they ate? Right, more plant life. And then down here on page 6, you'll even see that there are some that are coated with both. They're omnivores. They ate both meat and plants. So let's take a closer look at each one of these skulls. The whole time, I want you thinking about that skull on page 7. What similarities and differences do you notice? Lion. Lions prey on antelopes, zebras, young elephants, rhinos, hippos, crocodiles, and giraffes. Some smaller prey include mice and reptiles. Deer. Deer eat fruits and nuts. They love pecans, hickory nuts, beech nuts, and acorns. A couple of favorite fruits are apples and blueberries. Coyote. Coyotes eat other animals, including livestock, goats and sheep, as well as rodents. Bear. Bears eat grasses, roots, berries, and insects. They will also eat fish and mammals. Horse. Horses eat grasses and hay. Osprey. Almost always, ospreys eat fish. Sometimes ospreys eat birds, snakes, voles, muskrats, and salamanders. So in your journal, you can flip back and forth between pages 5 and 6 and look at those images to see what claim it helps you make about this organism here. So I'm going to give you a moment. I'll set about a 2-minute timer, and in that 2 minutes, I want you to take some time to look at pages 5 and 6 and see if you can come up with a claim or a big, bold idea about this organism's life. Go ahead, friends. All right, writers. So hopefully you have your claim ready to go. I think, I notice, I wonder. Your claim. You are ready to go. Go ahead and whisper it out loud or tell it to your partner. Great job, friends. So now if you turn to page 8, you will notice you have space on page 8 and 9 to write long and strong about a photograph. This is the photograph you are going to go write long and strong about. You're going to start with that big, bold idea, which in science sometimes we call a hypothesis. And then you're going to go back and look at these pictures to help justify your answer. And feel free to include anything else you notice or wonder about the photograph in your writing. All right, writers, I'm going to give you about 15 minutes. So you should be working the whole time, really trying to make that writing better. And then we will come back and do some sharing. Off you go. Writers, I just want to pop in for a quick second before we share our work. Photographs can work two ways for writers. Sometimes it also helps us to make our own images, making quick sketches and adding labels to help us continue to write. So here is one example of making a quick sketch with labels that might help you, especially as you're working to gather information in Reader's Workshop about your animals so that you're going to be ready to write about them in the future. Now let's get ready to share. So writers, you had an opportunity to really study that picture on page 7. I'll click back up there for you. And compare that skull to 6 known organisms and what they ate. I want you to take a few minutes now to fill in this Venn diagram. What have you noticed about animals that eat plants, herbivores, animals that eat meat, carnivores, and animals that eat both? What are some similarities and differences about their skulls? Go ahead and work on that, and then we'll do some sharing out as a group. Awesome job today, writers. You are really showing me how you can do research, write about photos, and bring it all together as amazing scientists. I am so proud of you.